It was the afternoon of November 24, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving. At Portland International Airport, a man in a dark suit purchased a one-way ticket under the name Dan Cooper. Nothing about him stood out. He appeared calm, polite, and ordinary. Soon after boarding Northwest Orient Flight 305 bound for Seattle, he handed a note to a flight attendant. At first, she assumed it was a phone number. She slipped it into her handbag without looking. The man leaned closer. "You'd better read that note," he reportedly told her. "I have a bomb." Inside his briefcase appeared to be wires and cylinders. The flight attendant sat beside him as he calmly explained his demands. He wanted $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting when the aircraft landed. As the plane approached Seattle, authorities made a decision. They would comply. The passengers were allowed to leave after landing. The money was delivered. The parachutes were brought aboard. Then the mystery truly began. With only the flight crew remaining on board, the aircraft took off again and headed south into the darkness. Rain battered the plane. Strong winds swept across the Pacific Northwest. Somewhere over the wilderness below, the man known as Dan Cooper prepared to disappear. At approximately 8:13 p.m., the aircraft experienced a sudden change in pressure. Investigators believe that was the moment he opened the rear staircase and jumped into the night. He was never seen again. The FBI launched one of the largest investigations in its history. Agents searched forests, rivers, and mountains. They interviewed hundreds of witnesses. They examined thousands of suspects. Nothing. Years later, a young boy discovered bundles of cash buried along the Columbia River. The serial numbers matched the ransom money. It was the first physical evidence linked to the hijacking, but it only deepened the mystery. Did Cooper survive the jump? Was he an experienced skydiver, or did he perish somewhere in the wilderness below? More than 50 years later, nobody knows. The man who boarded a plane as Dan Cooper became one of the most famous fugitives in American history, and one of the only hijackers to vanish without a trace. Who do you think D.B. Cooper really was? Follow for more true crime mysteries. Want to start your own faceless AI channel? Link in bio.